Metro-Gnome. Oh, the beautiful Metro-Gnome, and my name is Chris Quinlan. Welcome to Melbourne Musos Live. Oh, the most heated implement in music is the Metro-Gnome. Oh, but you got to use it. Oh, it's wonderful, I tells you. Now, I grew up with tick-tock, and I don't have one. I would lend them to students, and then they would go into the ether. I think I had about 5 over the course of the journey, but now everything's on the phone and electronic and all that. And what happens is one of the things you want to get down with is the Metro-Gnome. Oh, the little ping of destiny. Oh, look. Ping, 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 ping. Oh. Now, little brief history. The Metro-Gnome was a wonderful invention in the 19th century, but it had a little bit of a sad history because a lot of people say MM equals 120 or some such thing, 120 beats per minute. And it's meant to mean Meitzel metronome, but history proves that Mr. Meitzel ripped the bloke off. And so I call it metronome mark. The mark, you put the metronome mark on it. And it's a wonderful little gadget with the pendulum and all that. I wish I could show you one, but I have my electronic one, and I want to take you through a couple of things. I'll put a few insets up later on and all that sort of stuff, but basically this particular one is tempo, and it's a wonderful little gadget, and I don't get paid a cent for plugging it, but it is a great metronome. There's plenty of free ones. You can get Tempo Lite, but if you pay a couple of bucks, this has got set lists and all sorts of things you can program in for your gig, so you don't race off for a song or anything like that. But what happens is you've got a couple of sounds. Like what happens is you've got your, I've got this set at 4/4. There it is. Oh, at 250 beats per minute. The original, the pendulum and the weight would go up to 208, you see. Now what would happen is that you've got that. You can also have a bell, and there's the bell. There it is there. You can also have a little wood block. I'll show you the wood block. Or the high tone. Now, then you can have nothing. You could have, I'll put it there on 3. Now, this is what we're doing, you see. I'm sure that when I started the show off and I went, Metronome, everyone went, oh, what's on the other channel? And all that. But what it's about is how to play a few little musical games of tempo. Now, oh, by the way, I have patches on. This is the flute, native flute. And I also have Dmitri Shostakovich's 4 notes. And it is. So, D, E flat, C and B, which spells his name in Russian. The reason I wanted to pick them today was a little bit on the topical side, in the sense that Shostakovich was he's one of my heroes, because he came up in the time of Stalin, and he was always just, you better get the next concerto right, comrade, otherwise it's off to the gulags for you. And what's changed, so he was a real dissident. He used to put in little melodies in the bass line, and then things like Symphony 10, third movement, I think, was actually that. And it was he took a risk. It was a parody of Stalin himself. But he didn't say so at the time, but yeah, that's what that was about. And he wrote a couple of things, what he called for, a couple of things for the bookcase. And what that was about was he wrote it, but he knew he'd get into trouble if he published it, so he waited until Stalin kicked the bucket, and then he went, there it is, and oh, look at the unearthed masterpieces from Maestro Dmitri. So he's one of my heroes. He's quite wonderful. Ooh, like that. So what I'm going to do now is going to get to this, and then get it nice and even. Fairly fast crotchets. One-handed. Left hand. And both hands. Double stroke. There you go. I'm going at that fairly quickly. You'd be forgiven for thinking that they're more like quavers than they are crotchets. At 250, on an old-fashioned metronome, the mechanical one, which I love dearly, and I want to get one, that would be 125. However, the original metronomes would be up in increments of 8. Okay, so there you go. So you go 8 beats. So if you had 120, it'd be 128, and then 136, and it keeps on going up, you see. Now, let's have a little bit of a checkaroony with this. Now, what happens is if I take this all the way back to da-da-da, there it is right there. I always do that for 120 beats a minute. I just rump-a-da, the memories of Anzac days. Rump-a-da, rump-a-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da, rump-a-da, rump-a-da, ra-da-da-da-da-da-da. There you go. 120. Oh, it's tattooed on the back of my neck. There you go. So that's what happens there. Now with 120, this is what you can do. I'll keep that going for a little bit. Now, 120 beats per minute is essentially half a second, and it is the default on so many things like Garage Band and all sorts of things. Just crotchets. Go all the way up to 208 with the old-fashioned ones. Quavers. Triplets. Semiquavers. That's all you need. The other episode I was doing things like quintuplets and all that sort of stuff, and I'll get to there in a minute, but it's about the metronome and how you can practice it. Now, what would happen in the good old days, you'd have something like 120. A minute non-stop was the thing, and do each one for a minute non-stop, because even if you're doing... Well, you need a cowbell. Something needs more cowbell. So there you go. And then what happens then is that you've got your quavers, your triplets and semiquavers, work your way up. However, what you're really doing, and like I said the other week, is that really all you're doing is learning 4 notes. A crotchet, a quaver, triplets and semiquavers, you see. But there's a lot more you can do. You can go 5s and 6s and 7s and 8s. I did that the other week. But what happens is that when you're using the humble metronome, you can do, especially with the electronic ones, you can start to play with the settings and things. Now, what starts to happen is that if I've got the bell and then the normal and the clock. But how about if on 3 I put in the higher tone? Bring it up a bit. 200. Now, I got into a little bit of an improvisation there, because what would happen is that the Metro-Gnome and the humble practice pad are married. They're joined at the hip. That's what you do. However, what you can do is with the electronic versions, you can plug them into your ears and hear them. One of the things about the old-fashioned Metro-Gnomes, there's no plug, so you're, just that and the practice pad. Beautiful. But what it is that when you have this facility, you can use it to create different things, you see. There's a guy I really like, Casey Cangelosi. I've mentioned him quite a few times over the years, and we have communicated. And well, that is an American drummer. He's much more on the classical side and stuff, and he does wonderful business, wonderful set of hands, and he's got some wonderful things with things like found percussion and like an empty wine bottle. I wonder how he got that. And he's got a metronome, and he has it, and then he's got one clip where he's got a metronome and it's clicking and it's in 6, and he's going ping, ping, that kind of stuff. It's wonderful, and he actually starts hitting the top of the metronome and stuff. It's you got to see it. It's wonderful. Casey Cangelosi with C's, no K's. Okay, so. So what goes on is that's what you can start to do with some tricks. Now, this is another little trick. This is something that, funnily enough, many, many years ago, Vinnie Colaiuta talked about a little bit with some of the drum machine stuff. And what he said was he loves playing with percussion on a drum machine. In the days when there was kind of an expectation that from the interviewer that Vinnie Colaiuta was going to say, "I hate drum machines, they're putting us all out of work," which they did. There's a whole other story to that. People like Steve Gadd and Vinnie Colaiuta were, in the 80s when the drum machine was coming up, were booked just to do the fill-ins. And they said, "Oh, don't you want the beat?" No, we got that. We just need do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Give me the money. Show me the money. But what goes on is that with the different things that I've shown you, and most of this I'll put it up here. What I'm going to do is go to 120. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what I've got here is 4/4. Okay. Now this is on the screen, and what we've got here is the normal 4/4 at 120 beats per minute. Now I'm going to stop that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the higher cowbell thing. Now you can see the accent marks inside the blue dots. And so what you've got here now is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. There's your different sounds, you see. Now a little trick of the trade, of course, is to take out the third beat altogether. Maybe ramp it up a bit. Like a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2, 3, 4, a 1, 2. Yeah, around about 166, that'll do. Or maybe 168, like the old-fashioned metronomes. My satin door. Oh God, Chris is singing. And then what you can do then is do lots of different things, you see. Now, you can start to do things like change the time signature to 5/4 and put in the different thing. So you delineate the subdivision. So I'll ratchet this right up to the aforementioned 250. There it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. There you go with things like that. Then what you can do is you can take it all the way back to 4. Actually, what I said before, about 8/4. And then you could do a subdivision like a calypso, which is 3, 3, and 2. So there's 1, 2, 3, 1. Come on there. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2. And you get 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And you can jam with that. Isn't it wonderful? So that's what you can do with Metro-Gnomes, you see. Okay, I hope you're getting something out of it, but that's something on the side. I hope you get something out of that. I'm going to keep that going. And what I'm going to do now is play to it. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. Hope you got something out of that. There it is there. Okay. Right. Thank you very much for you, because I know that cameras are for Doris, not for this. But what happens is if you've got the bell, you've got the normal note, and then you've got the little higher woodblock sound. But if I take that out and put in a rest. Now, 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pick it up a bit. There you go. So you can do things like that as well. Now, sounds. I've done the basics, really. You can pick any time signature you want. Look what happens. I'll do all this. This is on most of your different things, not just this particular one, but you can go to the time signature, you can put in 3/4, you get the 3 blue dots, and you get 1, 2, 3, 4. So if I bring it, John Coltrane. Oh, and Elvin Jones. There you go. These are 3/4. Somewhat tricky, the 3/4 these days. I mean, once upon a time. What starts to happen is some people have a bit of trouble with the old waltz, or some students coming up, because it's not really central to all the music these days. I mean, if you join a jazz band, what are you going to need? You're going to need your 2-feel. You need a Nima goes walking out. Hello, hope you're enjoying the schnitzel tonight. And a waltz, you see. You need all this for a jazz band, but not so much for a rock band and different things. Unless you're going to play Manic Depression by Jimi Hendrix. Manic Depression, searching my soul. Or Rocky Road to Dublin, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 if you're in a Celtic band. That's the only time, but that's more 9/8 is the Celtic. Okay, you got the slip jig, but and you could call Manic Depression that, but it's like a 3/4 waltz in triplets. 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 1. But you'd really 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Anyway, now I'm going to get into some slippy stuff here. Now, when we start doing things like odd times, like if I did, say, 5/4, now, if I just did this, that's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But one of the wonderful things is with time signatures, you have subdivisions. So therefore, you can take the bell for the first, say if you're doing a 2 and 3 subdivision of 5, and then put in the other, the higher tap. You see? There's that. Isn't that wonderful? Innovations, I tells you. I'll bring it back to that 250 again. Now, you could be practicing your single stroke rolls. Now, if I take it out, that'd just be iron. But what are you counting? What's the grouping? Nice grouping. I won't. Should I put it in? Yeah. So.
Nice grouping.
Hippopotamus, 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 hippopotamus. I hope you're getting something out of it. Now you could do that with 7s, you could do that with all sorts of things. Now I'm going to give you another little tip. If you change the time signature from 4/4 to 8/4. Okay, now it's 8/4. Now, Bob Moses, who was the drummer to people like Gary Burton and Larry Coryell and that little clutch, wonderful people. Steve Swallow on bass and all that. He wrote a book, and it was about drum set wisdom, which I've put up on the show before, and he had the 8/8 concept. So instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and in jazz it's more like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. You see, it's a kind of a difference in the thinking of it, in the grouping. There you go. So if I did that, and I went, okay, that's fine. How about I do subdivisions? How about I bring in a calypso style beat, which is 3 3 and 2? You're still in 4/4, but more in an 8/8 context. I'll show you what I mean. Hang on, there you go. You see, you can do things like that. Little tricks of the trade, I tell you. There you go. See? Tricks of the trade, I tells you. And then all of a sudden, instead of it just being, you know, ping, click, 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 ping, ping of destiny, all of a sudden you've got, oh, I could do something with that. Now, here's something to finish off. I better get a wriggle on. If you're doing things like that and you've got, say, a rudiment like right, left, left. If you just sit there going... But, if you're going... See? Oh, it's wonderful, I tell you. My name is Chris Quinlan. This is Melbourne Musos live. I hope you enjoyed it. Oh my lord. Ping, 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 ping. Now for a nice glass of